the Thought Cops, the only podcast where every week we police the mean streets of the internet because, hey, somebody's gotta do it. And then we let you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I am Officer Kevin.
And I'm Officer Grant.
We are, you know what? We are doing remote once again because there's a little thing that keeps happening in the world that keeps rearing its ugly head back in every so often. Just when you think you're ready to come out of your hole, it goes bam.
It's like Groundhog Day, except for just the rest of the decade.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's being optimistic, but yeah. How are you, Grant? No, probably gonna say normal or something. Fine.
It was gonna be good because I was gonna see my friends, and then it's just
And on that note, I want to preface this by saying that today's guest, he's been on the show before, but that took 2 years to get going. We were trying to get him on the show for 2 years. We finally got him on remote during COVID. Another 2 years go by. Was where we are today. We were all set up to be in person 4 years after the requested date to do an episode finally in the same room. And then last minute, we had a little bit of a surprise. Max Shanker, welcome back.
How's it going? So we were supposed to do this in person in December as well. And then...
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You and I both got COVID.
Yeah, I think by planning to see each other, COVID spikes. If we just run into each other, totally fine.
If I see you on the street though, I'm going to be like, actually no, we have seen each other in person, like at Lincoln Lodge here and there, but yeah, anytime we plan to do, yeah, right. I'm pretty sure the time I got COVID, it was because I was at a party that people came from Lincoln Lodge. Yeah. And then came to the party. Right. So there must be some origin point there. No shade towards Lincoln Lodge, great theater. Have done several live shows there. Anyway,
love it with my whole heart. Love it more than I love my kids.
Yeah, same. On that note, Max, you are running a show because you're a stand-up comedian here in Neo Chicago. You've been doing a show called Best Night Ever, and remind me again, is that at Lincoln Lodge?
It's at Lincoln Lodge.
Beautiful.
Can't leave. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m., Best Night Ever. It's usually a pretty good night.
Yeah. I know you guys have had a lot of...
endorsement.
Yeah, it sounds good.
yeah, usually pretty good.
Yeah, it's usually fine.
You've had... Yeah. You won't hate it.
Unless I freak out. That hasn't happened in a few months, so.
But good. Okay, well,
who are you freaking out at? Are there hecklers at these shows? Are you?
Oh no, I might have just gone through a breakup and then really kind of just just like a joke wouldn't land and I would just spiral. It's just very healthy, natural healing process.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the post-breakup open mic or stand-up set is I've been there, I've seen people there before, and it's always oh man, hard not to get kind of raw.
A lot of people being like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, it's just an act.
Yeah. Oh, it's a character. I'm sort of doing this modern Andy Kaufman thing.
I'm doing this thing where I just express my thoughts and feelings verbatim and just seeing how that goes.
Yeah, in front of a room full of people who are there to hopefully laugh. And
you're doing
they put down money for it.
You're doing a Tig Notaro live, except instead of saying that you were recently diagnosed with cancer, you were recently broken up with.
Diagnosed with breakup. Diagnosed with heartbreak.
Hey,
anyway,
it's real.
Best Night Ever. You guys have had a number of people on that show who have been on this very program. I know Adam Gilbert is one of them.
Yeah.
Others as well. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure Klopfer's been on it before.
Yup.
Probably.
Yup. But anybody who runs the scene, runs the course, runs the circuit, you probably seen him on this show. You probably seen him on that show. That's just how it goes. But Max, how have you enjoyed? Did you do many outdoor shows or any virtual shows during COVID?
I did one virtual show, and it was probably one of the most painful things I've ever done. And I got drunk one night and submitted to a virtual festival, and I was like, oh, this will be fun. And then it was just like me and a bunch of like old people from upstate New York. And I hadn't told a joke, like a stand-up joke in about a year at this point. And so it was I didn't do any of the outdoor stuff. I worked out actually and then tore my meniscus. So maybe I should have just done outdoor comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, dude. Never take care of yourself. Grant, you should take a note from my book. Don't work out.
Yeah. You hear that?
I trust you. If you ever need a physical therapist, as Kevin aforementioned on one episode, I am a doctor. I do have a degree in physical therapy.
I was really hoping you weren't going to take that sentence there.
I definitely
memorizing all of my mistakes as if I haven't already.
It's just the free flowing river. It's just sometimes you catch a salmon.
Mm-hmm.
You don't memorize the salmon. It just appears before you.
Oh, you don't memorize salmon?
Reach down.
Okay.
You reach down, you grab it by the inside of, people that like fish with their hands and not with like a pole, but they like shove their hand in a fish.
Mm-hmm. Back when men were men, not these sissy fishing pole using. Back in the day, they used to use spears. Or just before spears, like you said, just their hands. You reach in, you grab one. And if you don't grab one, you don't eat, and you die.
Back in the day, you used to be able to just have your balls out and have the sun just give you plentiful vitamin D. Nowadays, you buy a tanning device for that purpose, and everyone's calling you gay, and you're like, why?
Yeah,
it's called bromeopathy. Okay,
it's called bromeopathy.
Dude, I have stumbled onto that corner of Instagram. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, there's a bromeopathy corner of Instagram.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily bromeopathy, but I started following Raw Meat Experiment. Have you seen this guy where he just eats raw meat every day? So. And then it has opened me up to delights such as Liver King.
I was going to say the other episode we were talking about Liver King.
Oh man, it is. I kind of want him to kill me. I think that'd be very fun.
I've also noticed like
5'5".
There's a cross section of like people who eat raw meat and people who are Nazis. I've noticed recently. Like there's a viral post of all those guys who went to go see the Northman and they were eating bowls of raw meat and Sieg Heiling. They were literally Sieg Heiling the fucking like movie screen, and then and they're like, we're taking back something. Cooked meat, I guess. I don't know.
Taking back Sunday.
Taking back, the original CryptoFash group. Anyway, how have you
with cryptocurrency?
Max, how have you been readjusting to doing stand-up again? Has the monthly show kept you on your feet, kept you on your toes, kept you spring and spry?
So I started. So it's weekly. I started running it.
Oh my bad.
No, dude, you're good. And then I do run a monthly show. There is. I'm actually done. I'm so you don't remember my silly little show. No, it was like a weird. Yeah,
I'm writing.
It was
continue.
I came back in like May last year, and it was like a bit of a weird adjustment. And then last time I was out, I didn't have these teeth, so I had to like get teeth in.
Yeah.
So between that and my knee, I had to take a few little breaks last year, but it's been good. The weekly show's been fun. there's like people doing like fun alt stuff again, which has made me excited. It's not just like regular stand. I'm like right in the light. It's not just like regular, and I enjoy regular stand up, but like there's like stuff going on at the Hideout again. There's like cool things.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which has been making me excited.
Alt stuff. Are you doing comedy with Milo Yiannopoulos and Richard Spencer? Yeah,
me and Max Rice are running it. Kevin, do you remember him? He's the guy that spilled beer all over us at last time I saw you at Lincoln Lodge.
Like, that's right. Yeah. How could I forget that?
Was that like on purpose?
No, he's just a drunk little weirdo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember
Congress. That. He's running for Congress out in Skokie.
Okay, well, not the greatest first impression, I'll have to say.
But he's still got my vote. But I think
what kind of relationship do you have with this guy?
No, I hate him.
I think Wolf Larson is running for mayor, isn't he, or president? Or
what? Oh,
dude,
God.
No.
Yeah. Have you guys read his books?
I've seen the fucking stickers everywhere.
Dude, I didn't know he had books.
Over 10 books. I mean, it's all stream of consciousness. They're all on Amazon.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because videos of him doing. Go on.
Like every other light pole in Logan Square has like a Thought Cop sticker and a Wolf Larson sticker on it.
Yeah,
and I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, is he still doing stand up?
I don't think so. I haven't seen him. I haven't heard from anyone seeing him.
I mean, somebody's putting the stickers up, so he's alive and well, I hope.
He's got to be somewhere.
He's still posted on Facebook on the Wolf Larson's Balls for President page.
We have to. Let's give a little context, some brief context for this guy. Wolf Larson is a middle-aged man who does stand-up comedy, and his comedy, Max, I don't know if you would describe this as alt, or alternative, but he sort of does this stream of consciousness thing where he kind of talks about. Usually he like Michelle Obama comes up at some point and they're riding like a spaceship shaped like a penis and
and then
it's kind of the same thing every time.
The Queen's ass. Yeah, it's like a weird I was a freak poetry guy when I was younger. We were all crazy. Mm-hmm. We were like and then it's like all right, it's very much someone who I'm pretty sure his two main idols are Andy Kaufman and George Carlin. He's like, I'm going to combine them both.
That makes a lot of sense.
He's like very nuts when you talk to him. Like if there's like you're in a bar where there's an open mic, but the moment you leave that front door, a very nice, like coherent, intelligent person. He's just
interesting.
Just doing art.
This is what I miss about like going places is like there were like characters like in real life, like in a TV show, you would walk and you'd just be like, oh,
my life a
Wolf
movie,
Larson.
I swear to God.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, here's Wolf Larson talking about the Statue of Liberty's giant dildo or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And you'd just be like, yeah, this is just a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get back out there, man. I haven't done it in a while. I've been like, I've taken on a lot of other side stuff in the last several months. But like every time I think about it, I'm like, I do want to do it again. It just, it's time consuming.
Yeah,
that's my only excuse. It's time consuming. You got to get there early to be on the list.
That definitely, and then you got to hang out, and that definitely never came to bite me in the ass with anything in my life ever. I've never.
Right. It's like, I mean, one of the last times I did it, somebody spilled a freaking beer on me.
Dude, yeah, freaking beer from a little boy. Yeah. But it is fun, getting out there doing the dang thing.
If you are in the the greater Neo-Chicago area, check out Best Night Ever at the Lincoln Lodge, and check out the Lincoln Lodge. It's a great theater, probably one of the better ones these days, because I feel like the big ones are kind of like, I don't know, Annoyance seems like it's probably still pretty cool, but Second City is, I guess, still a thing. I don't know anymore. Like it wasn't. Maybe
it got like repurchased. by someone.
Yeah, they're coming back. But no,
Grant, this is what I miss about having more like local people, because we don't, like, when we have other people on, like, we can't get into the nitty gritty of like what theaters are closed and what theaters are open.
Right, it's important.
Dude, the Crowd, R.I.P., the Playground. Pretty sure a few movie theaters closed.
Oh, dude, the Crowd. That's where we did our first live show, Grant, with the stereos.
Oh yeah. I was trying
that
to
place
place
was
where that.
awesome.
Yeah, I biked by there one day and took a picture of the closed for good sign.
I think someone's, but they're like doing pop, like speakeasy type things out of there now, which is kind of weird. I don't know who's running it. I don't know.
I mean, it did seem like just someone lived there and then would just be like, and also there's a theater. So like, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, there's a fridge in the green room. And is that a mattress back there?
Yeah. Oh,
I want to know the whole story, but I guess now we'll never know unless we go to a speakeasy, which I kind of don't really want to. No. Anyway, let's get on to a little bit of show news of our own. If you're listening to this, you know the spiel. You can also watch it on YouTube over at youtube.com/thoughtcops. If you are watching on YouTube and this video is working, we apologize that maybe it hasn't worked every single time.
Yeah, we've...
computers, man. Computers.
Much like the song by the band Red... Or no, I'm thinking of a different song. What's the one song that's I'm Going Through Changes?
Oh, all I know is
not David Bowie Changes, but
yeah,
no, it's Otis Redding, I think. I would probably
Otis Redding.
All I know is Eminem sampled it on a song that came out when my parents were getting divorced. I'm really positive today.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Came in.
Hey, you know what? Some episodes get a little raw, and I'm not afraid to say it. Also, if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, give us a 5-star review. You know what, Grant? Why don't you vamp for a second? Because I'm going to look up and see if there is a Thought Cops 5-star.
So I did check. I checked on iTunes, and there is not one. Most recent one was from November.
So many that we couldn't get to them, or
that's right. But the most recent one is from November, so we need more. Yeah. So,
well, the whole world's already given it 5 stars. It's kind of hard to find someone who hasn't. At
you know
this
what?
point.
Just give it 5 stars, and in the description, write the word "fart," and we'll read it.
I'll fart on Mike.
That's funny.
I will save a fart all day just for the episode.
Yeah.
That's how far I'm willing to debase.
I'm gonna go. I will do that. I will, when we get off this. I will do that. I'll write a bunch of them. I'll make a bunch of accounts.
I mean, I know some of these sick little freaks would love it if I just did it right now, but I'm not going to do it because nobody's left that review yet. So let's make it happen.
Every week is going to be a remote episode until after that happens.
You want to end COVID? You leave a 5-star review.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is something we were talking about earlier, Max. Earlier, we were having a little group chat discussion about how we really should put an end to COVID, and we kind of had this interesting idea where we're kind of starting a hashtag like cancel COVID.
Yeah,
I was thinking maybe if anyone's listening,
no one's done that yet.
If anyone's listening, maybe you could try that. It's sort of Grant. I don't know if you understand. It's like bringing awareness to the problem that is coronavirus 19.
Yeah.
And not everybody's really aware of it. So if we bring awareness to it, we can find a cure and, make the world a better place.
Then we can see children's faces without masks on.
Finally. I haven't seen a children smile in many years.
Yeah, that's truly what I've missed more than anything, more than my friends, more than a sense of normalcy or familiarity with the world around me. Yeah. Tasting.
Yeah. I take it or leave it. Food's fine.
I believe that the children are the future.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but that's what I think.
No, I'm right there with you, Grant. I totally agree.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to our very famous, very favorite segment of the show called 2 Minutes of Hate, where we like to blanket punish all that annoying random crap that we tend to see on our phones and our computers every single day of the week. And my 2 minutes of hate this week is the phrase, they snapped when they blank. And this is one of those phrases
about turtles. Turtles.
You said turtles? Oh, I think you said girls. I was like, well, I mean.
No, not girl. Like they live in the sewer. They wear headbands of different colors across their eyes, so you know which one is which. They carry weapons. Turtles.
They're animated.
What does it have to do with snapping? Oh, snapping turtles.
Are you kidding me?
Christ. Well, I was like, the ninja. Okay, say what you will about the Ninja Turtles, but I've never seen them bite somebody.
They might have.
I swear to God, if one of those sick fucks ever bit me, I would fucking call the cops and get them put down so quick. Anyway, they snapped when they blank. It's something you say when somebody posts like an epic joke or a good song, or it's just anything that you think is simply great. You say they snapped when they blank. And I
don't really fully understand the context of this.
I know you've seen this. I probably
have, but I don't like readily recall exactly what it is you're saying.
Max, you've seen this. I can tell you're chomping it. Yeah. You're snapping at the bit here.
Yeah, I'm snapping at it. But it also sounds like maybe every time you see it, you snap a little bit.
That's not inaccurate. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Much like a rabid Ninja Turtle.
Like, do you have an example of like?
I mean, that's a problem, Grant, because sometimes I put stuff in the Google Doc and I literally put they snapped when they blank because I see it all the time, and it's just like, I mean, it could be anything. Like, okay, hey, new Thought Cops episode drops. It's the best one ever. It's this episode. And then we get all these replies from all these people who are like, yo, the Thought Cops snapped when they made that reference to that song that took them 3 minutes to remember. They totally snapped when they canceled COVID.
Yeah, dude.
That makes sense.
Stuff like that. Anyway.
Is that like understanding the assignment?
Yeah, basically, yes. Yes.
Dude, I love that. I quote that all the time, and I do it in like the annoying, like, I understood the assignment, like all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's
shit out of everybody.
I don't think anybody's using it for real anymore. I mean, they also like this. Like, I see people like doing this one ironically too, and that's just the life cycle of language, I guess, these days. So my punishment, though, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. If you do this, all of a sudden, you know, you're on your phone, you're walking, you're texting, you're tweeting on your phone. You're like, oh, the Thought Cops snapped when they posted the new episode. And all of a sudden you hear like a rattling behind you, and you hear like the lid of the sewer just like it gets like lifted off, and then 4 shadowy figures appear from the sewer and then just beat the fuck out of you.
Trench coats and fedoras.
And you're like, you see them wearing a trench coat, and you're like, are they green? Is anyone else seeing this? Am I crazy? Or is that a giant turtle? And then they beat you up, and then of course they're gonna bite you with that sharp turtle beak. Is it a beak?
Right on your dick.
Turtle beak. I think it's just
it's beak-like.
Yeah.
It's beak-like. Max, what is your 2 minutes of hate?
Well, I think we're touching on it late. Honestly, okay, listen. I am so sick of the discourse surrounding comedians getting hit.
And we will definitely be getting into this more later on. Yeah, but yes,
I saw we were talking about that. So I have a very hyper specific one. Can I do a very hyper specific? This is one person. It's one person that I went to, or I did improv classes with, who moved to Missouri over COVID after she was in a Broadway play as an extra, and that got shut down. And all day she's posting about how she's getting into fights with customers at her job because she's talking about abortion a lot. And listen, I'm pro-abortion, but I'm sick of this lady pretending like she's doing anything positive and not just being okay. Maybe this is just me being bad.
No, I get it. I get it. It's like
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. Let me rephrase this. And it's not that I hate women. It's that I hate this woman.
Go ahead.
Hey, you know what? Not all women.
Yeah, just one specific lady who was in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Does this paint a clearer picture? She's a Harry Potter adult?
I'm starting to put it together, Max.
Yeah. Well, I really dug myself a hole with this one.
You're fine, man. You're fine.
Just keep digging. You'll get your way back out.
Pull you out of
yeah. Okay. I am sick of people doing faux activism online and pretending that being just apprehensive to people in public will do anything. Right.
Yep.
And I think their punishment should have to be staying in line and voting. I think they just have to get out there and vote.
Vote harder.
You mean when you say staying in line and voting, you mean like for the upcoming election, like get an early start and go wait in line now?
You gotta get out there and vote. You want your voice to be heard, you gotta vote. And I don't believe that you're of any seriousness if you're not out there 6 months early.
Yeah. I want to see you. I want to see you camping out with a tent like it's 2006 and the Best Buy is about to drop the Wii.
Yeah,
and they snapped when they did it. But
they snapped. I want you to get ready to vote for a candidate you don't even know who it is yet.
They're not even born.
Do they?
They're not even born yet.
I want you out there for the 2054 election.
Yes.
What about the 2049 election?
I think it's just.
I'll be voting for Ryan Gosling in that one.
That's crazy because I'll be voting for Ezra Miller.
Oh man, how have we not touched on that yet? Jesus.
We could, I guess. I don't. Yeah,
I found out why they got arrested the second time. They were at a karaoke place in Hawaii, and multiple people were singing the same song from A Star Is Born, and they just lost it and just started smashing things. Which I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all.
I don't either. I walk a mile in someone's shoes, and you may come back with some different perspective. Speaking of different perspective, Grant, what is your 2 minutes of hate?
I don't know. I got a couple here. I don't really know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to talk about. Do I go what I'm feeling in my jellies, or do I go just some stupid regular thought cops I complain on about Twitter, whatever?
Hey man, whatever's funnier.
Is there a specific woman
so I'll
do
hate? Oh man, let me.
Grant, is there a woman you'd like to dox?
It's
that kind of episode, folks.
Yeah.
Let me check my hit list on my phone.
We don't know her name. It's okay.
No, I feel like my 2 minutes of hate this week is a general feeling of helplessness.
Right?
Like towards the institutions that I feel like before the pandemic had started, I feel like I had a certain sense of like optimism towards hey, it may take time, but we can we the people, we can fix things. Things are getting better.
We've gone on record on the show as saying one of the last things you and I did before the pandemic hit was in March 2020. We were at a Bernie Sanders rally at Grant Park.
I was there too. I think it was the last week we all felt hope for anything.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I always think back to that moment where it was like, you know, the slow moving wheels of progress, like they're turning, but they're going in the right direction or whatever. And like, I remember Obama said that on Mark Maron's show, another great podcaster, if you guys have heard of him. He said, you know, being president, a lot like steering a ship.
Totally, man, totally.
Hey, who are your guys?
Who are your guys?
Hey, man, I made a joke about you a few years ago. We cool?
90% of his podcasts, from what I remember when I used to listen regularly, were those two things.
Yeah, he just had Tony Hawk on, and it was an hour of him trying to just comprehend skateboarding. It was pretty great.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Mark. You're understanding. Yeah, there's wheels. Yeah.
She's a boarding it. Okay. All right.
He's like, it just wasn't accessible to me.
Who asked?
So Obama's on Mark Maron, and he's going, you know, it's like steering a ship, and you know, if you can tilt it a couple degrees in your direction, you're going the right way. And I just feel like the past couple years has been like tearing that mythology just into just nothingness. And I think that it like hit a nail on the head with the fucking like Roe v. Wade shit, where it was just like, this is coming undone. What else can come undone?
I'm coming undone.
Very appropriate. And it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, you're sitting in your chair, you're doing this podcast, and you're not really doing anything, and you're not contributing to anything, and you're not making anything feel any better. Like, you're not making
this
things
is activism.
any
I don't
better.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Dude, are you posting?
And I'm posting as hard as I can. I voted as many times as they allowed me to. And it is one of those things where it's like, I don't think that it's working. I don't think that any of this is working. And like the whole like weird thing of like, oh, I don't want to like be political, or I don't want to like say things or whatever. I don't want to be too out of line or whatever. I don't like feel like it's working anymore. And I feel like that's really starting to bother me, you know?
Hey, little piece of advice.
Downer.
Don't think ever.
Just
don't think, vote.
Yes, sir.
It is crazy how as everything's gotten worse. Hold on 1 second.
I just turned the robot vacuum on by kicking a chair. So they're after me. I got to turn it off real quick. Hold on.
Oh my God. Wow, this is one of the most eventful episodes in Thought Cops history. The vacuum turned on by accident. Wow.
Yeah, talk about people Y2K.
This is going to be in history books, Grant. People are going to remember where they were when the vacuum turned on during the 258th episode of Thought Cops.
Right.
Anyway, more to your point.
More to my point. It is just one of those things where it's like, I feel like everything lately has been just like mentally taxing and mentally slowing me down. And you look at like the path that it's going down, and it's just like, man, I don't like this. Like every day feels worse. Like the pandemic shit and like everything, it just like piles on more and more and more, and you just start feeling like this backslide. And it's just like, I'm not like doing like we're not doing anything. None of us are doing anything. We're posting as much as possible. We're voting as much as possible. It's not working. And I like, how do you not like, how is everyone not screaming all the time? You know what I mean? Like, how are people like in their heads just like, yeah, I'm just going to go to work today, and I'm just going to do my job like normal, and just, you know,
Grant, I got 2 words for you. Disney Plus.
Yep. You watch, they got the new seasons of The Simpsons. It's finally getting good.
Yeah, I took them long enough. Jesus.
Thank God.
Yeah, they're really coming in their own this season. No, I feel that immense. Like I can't, like, we were talking about this before a little bit. We were just talking about weed, but like I used to like, I'd be like, oh, just like, you know, pass the day by again. I like can't get high and try to do my job anymore, because then I'm just like, what am I doing? Everything's going to, yeah. But I will say, as things have gotten bad, I've gotten way better at drinking. And that's
you mean like drinking less, or just drinking just better?
I've gotten really good at consuming.
He's
alcohol.
gotten more efficient at it.
Yeah.
You're breaking some records.
Yeah, actually, go to the Lincoln Lodge, order my signature drink combo. It's called the Shanker. It's a mango White Claw and a shot of Jameson. And
I am going to do that.
They won't know what you're talking about. Just because I give them Max.
We'll see about that. I'll be the judge of that.
So I don't know. That's yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's a great way to get really drunk on a Tuesday. And then you're so hungover you can't think about how everything's going to shit. You just want water, which I guess then starts another spiral because we don't have it. That's fun. It's fun.
It's all about spiral power.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying, Max, and I think it is one of those things where it is how do you like the same world that we were living in like 8 years ago, whatever, like the idea of like, yeah, you go to work, you do your job, you have your hobbies, you do whatever, you do normal things. It's just like, at what point is any of this worth it if it feels like the world's constantly just like getting shittier all the time? Like we're on the brink of World War III, and like we're like the population's wiping everybody, like the fucking virus is wiping like everybody out. Like we're 100% plastic at this point. The scientists are hey, you know all that plastic you're eating? It's just 100% of you is now plastic. And it's just like, man, has time just gone by like 10 years in the past year? Like, why is everything like this? And it's getting to the point where it's like blocking all of my mental facilities, where I feel like I can't push past it anymore. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like your brain's not working as well anymore?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. I can't articulate. For a while I just was like, I think I just played like contact sports as a kid, but like I'm forgetting words. I can't articulate. Like, I just kind of like stumble a lot, and you know, I truly feel like I've been physically beaten by.
I feel like our listeners can probably chart our decline over the last several years.
Honestly, like absolutely, like I do to a T understand what you're talking. Like I feel like I'm forgetting things left and right. I feel me
too. Yeah, it's terrible.
It's just like there's times where I have to like stop and think and be like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Like,
yeah.
It's just like a collective, like we all have brain damage from like 2 years of putting up with this shit. Cause it feels like it's just become too much. And it's just like, it's like I'm in like my fucking computer that's like spurting out steam because I'm running too many programs on it. It's like, that's what my fucking brain feels like at all times, because there's just no stopping it. And the worst part is it feels like there's nothing that can be done about any of it. You know, that's like the worst part, is it all feels like it's out of everyone's hands. And like, I think, again, sort of drawing back to like the Supreme Court, like alleged decision or whatever. It's just like, by people that weren't elected, that like nobody has any power or control or say over like these people that are there making these decisions and then like changing the decisions whenever. And it's just like, man, everything feels not only like it's getting worse, but that like I can't do anything about it.
You know what it's making me feel like, Grant? It's making me feel like I'm becoming more of like a caveman. Like I feel like just the way I interact with the world and objects around me, I just feel like because of we don't have, like you said, don't have control over even things we were supposed to vote on, that we don't, that wasn't anyone's decision among us or anything like that.
Right.
And all with the vaccine rollout and everything else that's happened in the last like few years, I just feel like I'm just operating on such a primal instinct these days, where I'm just like, podcast time, podcast time, ooh.
I relate to that so heavily, and there's been times where I'll turn on like a nature documentary and I'll be watching like monkeys jumping from tree to tree, and I'm just like, that's just like me right now.
Yep.
Like, it freaks me out. I have to turn it off. Like, I can't fucking watch it. Like, I can't take it in my eyeballs because I'm just like having like an existential crisis every day of my fucking life.
Dude, yeah. It's a constant. And then, you know, we're all trying to do something that, like, you know, entertainment wise, which is fun, right? But then at the end of the day, you're like I'll like, you know, let's say I like bomb or whatever. I have a bad set, and I'll come home and I'll be mad about that, and then I'll like pull up Twitter and it'll be like, here's videos of children getting exploded, and you have to be like, well, I did kind of eat a dick at a bar show, and that. It's kind of making me feel worse.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like a fucking hamster on a wheel, but the wheel is, I don't know. I would like almost welcome like a brain injury at this point. Just like.
I think that's a good punishment for this, Grant, if you don't have it already. CTE.
I don't know. I think my punishment was going to be that in the episode description, I was going to paste a link that I saw that was a collection of, like, for every state, like different like women's organizations and stuff like that. That's my punishment, is I have to remember to paste that. And hopefully if you're listening to this and you want to donate or whatever, then you can go ahead and do so. It's just like, I guess that's all I can do right now. And at least that gives me some control over something, where it feels like, well, at least I did something today, right? Because honestly, the whole idea of like, like
to you and anyone listening, and you feel helpless, hopeless, you don't know what to do. It's like, if you just do something on a small level, anything in a little part of your day, just like take pride in the fact that you did that, and then just like do something you enjoy. You know, cool down the rest of the evening.
Yeah,
I'm
trying to do
Save America.
Trying to do the enjoy thing as much as possible. But I mean, I
maybe
like,
no more nature documentaries, Grant. That might be
especially like through the lockdowns, though. It was, and I know we talked about this like in earlier episodes and whatnot, but it was one of those things where it's like, I can't entertain myself anymore. Like, even that has grown like stale. Like, it's just like, well, it's like to a certain point, it's like, are any of us like still feeling like people past all this shit, you know?
He's more ape than man now.
maybe that is the ultimate. Maybe we just all return to Monk.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty nice. It was a good show.
Yeah. Monk.
With the wild,
how have I not seen that meme?
Read it.
Like, I've seen that phrase on the internet a million times. Return to monkey. Well, you know, it's spelled like monk.
Yeah. Spelled wrong.
How have I not seen like a return to TNT's Monk?
I guess you're the one that has to go out and create it.
Well, no, I think Max gets the honors on this one. Max, feel free to post that one later. If I see it, I'll like it. If I don't see it, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Be the meme. The meme you want to see in the world.
Goddamn right. Speaking of being the meme you want to be whatever the fuck he said. If you haven't listened to that goes down as the worst tangent in the show's history.
Fuck that you, Max. We're getting along with the show. Because whatever the fuck you said, I wasn't listening.
That came off so rude, and I did not mean it that way. I just can't think anymore, man. I just can't think anymore.
I was just zoning out thinking about catastrophes, so it's cool.
Yeah. I just done this show so many fucking times, man. It's like my brain is, like you said, Grant, it's like a computer. I hear things someone said, my brain tries to turn it into a tangent into the next fucking part of the show. It's probably not healthy. Anyway, if you haven't listened to Thought Cops before,
are you guys sponsored by BetterHelp?
It should be.
I wish
we could use it.
I've heard that's a bad website.
But of course I've
heard that it's a bad website.
Oh yeah, no, it's very bad. Stamps.com isn't.
There you go.
President
Max,
Obama,
can you give us,
have you heard of stamps.com?
Max, please tell me that Squarespace isn't evil.
I don't think so. I mean, listen, think about all the people they sponsor.
That's true.
Why would a company be evil?
You're so right. I cannot fathom, like, people get together and make money together. It sounds like a fucking blast. Anyway, speaking of things that are a blast, if you haven't listened to Thought Cops before, every week we investigate the internet's outrage-inducing news stories and then sentence each perpetrator to a cruel and quite often unusual punishment.
Can we jump into the thing that Max sort of like started bringing up? I feel like this is a good time
idea.
What better time than to talk about things that are than to now? So, so what happened here? What's going on here? There's a long-standing tradition of people being violent against comedians, and it's culminated to a head.
You need to up that rate. More comics should be getting hit. Yeah, well, yeah. So many of them just think they're smart, and I wouldn't mind getting hit when I'm telling my diarrhea jokes.
Yeah,
when I'm speaking truth to power about how bidets rock, someone should just come up and hit me. Yeah. So what? Dave Chappelle got
big toilet. Yeah. Dave Chappelle. Wait, I don't know what the hell I'm saying anymore. Dave Chappelle got tackled during his stage performance. I think that's what the sentence there says, Grant. Let's watch the video.
I got a video here. Yeah.
All right. So he's at the Hollywood Bowl, I think, and then he got tackled. A bunch of people in black run out on stage.
And then Chris Rock is there.
Familiar face.
And he says, "Is that Will Smith?"
Okay.
Incredible.
All right. That's pretty.
Thanks, CBS News.
That's a callback.
If you remember that one, you might be. You want to feel old? Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith several weeks ago.
Yeah. Every time this happens, my feed is full of people being like, "I wish someone would come try to hit me. You should try it on me."
You know what? I just don't even want to it's like honestly, the less we talk about it, the better. Let me rephrase it.
So what's the punishment?
The less that people who aren't the Thought Cops talk about it, the better. I don't want to see anybody else out there with their fucking, their opinions and their takes. None of that crap. You're going to listen to a really poorly thought of one on this show. So I'm just, obviously Dave Chappelle's been a bit of a hot topic in the last couple years, maybe a little bit longer. And
we're not talking Invader Zim, folks.
Yeah, I'm not talking about studded bracelets. You won't. Let me just say you won't be getting your black band T-shirt at this hot topic.
And there won't be a store manager with a nose piercing you haven't seen before, and you're 8 and hide behind your mom. It's not going to happen.
You won't be seeing any of that with this kind of hot topic, because Dave Chappelle has been saying controversial things. Is that why he got tackled? Is that why he got hit? I don't know. Did he call somebody? Grant, did he call somebody bald? I might have missed that.
Is that why he got attacked? Because he called someone bald? I'm
asking, did he call somebody bald? Because,
well, he's bald.
Right, but if he called somebody else bald, we've seen what happens. When you point out someone's bald, you might get hit.
Oh, yeah. Legit, I forgot about Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah. You're forgetting women. Okay.
Wow. And I thought I was the misogynist one this time. I remember she existed.
Not so.
But this actually does bring you back to Dave Chappelle brings me back to my point about how working out is bad. is because all of his bad takes started after he got jacked.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that it existed before.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he never had a bad thought before.
He got confident, man.
Are there other comedians that have undergone similar physique changes in that regard?
Carrot Top.
Kumail.
That's right.
Kumail Nanjiani,
Is
but he's sort of like the movie guy now, more so than like the comedy guy, I feel like.
Yeah, his Comedy Central special Carrot Top is Beta Male. Yeah, Carrot Top definitely. It's on the juice. I feel like there's others.
You want to see see a prop? Here's a prop, and it's a real gun. He just starts waving around.
Well, so the guy that the guy that tackled Dave Chappelle apparently went after him with a gun-shaped knife. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I quickly went to Twitter to make the joke that a lot of other people also made within the same hour was, is that Squall from Final Fantasy VIII who had a gun sword? Yeah, missed the Justin Wayne retweet on that one.
I do want that gun-shaped knife, though. I'm getting really into knives. That's, again, we were talking about how my manager, one of the managers, is now a little sketchy around me.
You know, I saw a picture of the weapon. It was like a gun-shaped knife, and it had a little chain on it. And I'm sitting here thinking, where did they buy that at? Hot Topic?
Too Cool.
I wasn't actually thinking that, but
you guys ever been to Too Cool?
I have, Grant, and I thought about referencing that, but I wasn't sure if that existed anywhere besides the Fox Valley Mall.
I don't actually know. That's a good question.
Is it like a Hot Topic, Spencer's?
No, it's like a bootleg anime store from. Yeah. It's like a bootleg anime store from the early 2000s. It's actually it's at the mall right by what the fuck is that? The Comedy Shrine, I think it's called, out in Aurora.
Oh yeah. Fox, yeah. Wow,
hey Max, next time you're doing a show there, maybe you want to pick up a keyblade or a gun sword. Stop by the mall. Dude, you can find one.
They that mall lets you buy alcohol and walk around drinking it.
Hell yes.
That should just be America. America should let you do that. I thought we were free and you can't just have an open container of alcohol. I should be able to shoot up heroin in front of a cop, but I can't.
That Max, I'm not going to lie, that actually sounds like a good time. Like, what better way to, rekindle the simpler times than going to the mall, but now you can get trashed. I want to be like falling down the upstairs. I want to be, sobering up with some dipping dots.
You got all the teenagers holding hands. You got all the empty storefronts. It's. Did you guys ever work at a mall?
Yeah. No.
I applied but I never got it.
Yeah, Hot Topic.
I worked at
Hot Topic.
I worked at a Zoomies, and that was pretty cool. I met the ICP guys. It was back when I was in Michigan, and they were very nice. Then they just had like a group of people following them around like 30 feet away. Just like those were they were a little scary. But
probably dressed similar with clown makeup and Jinko jeans.
Yeah, but the Shaggy Two Dope and the other one were just dressed like normal people. They just had tattoos, and then I had a Juggalo coworker who's like, "Do you know who that was?"
No, I don't. Sorry.
Sorry, dude. That's not Tyler the Creator, so I don't care.
Yeah, didn't recognize him without the scary clown makeup. My bad. Did we punish it already? I forgot.
Well, I have an addition to this story because there was a chime in by the most unlikely of voices. You know him from America's Got Talent. Howie Mandel said,
look at that picture. They're dressed the same too.
Yeah, they look essentially the same. Howie Mandel says Dave Chappelle attack is beginning of the end of comedy. So this is it, folks. Podcast is ending soon.
before you know it, you won't be able to put a latex glove over your head and inflate it.
I was hearing that was like he has like a really bad OCD or something, so he would have the gloves with him.
Yeah.
He's also like a hypochondriac, I think.
That sucks, man. Yeah. End of comedy. Like, that means, long gone are the days of getting so famous they make a cartoon about you when you were a kid on Fox Kids.
Yeah,
Bobby's World, everybody.
That's why I got into it. It's so crazy that comedy's dying, and yet I'm out there every night, and there's more people doing it every day. It's nuts.
Remind me, like, what was that era of, like, so there's Bobby's World, there's, Howie... Wait, no, that's not fucking... Was it Howie Mandel?
No, it was Lucky Louie. No, it was Louie Anderson.
Life with Louie. Yeah. Life with Louie was obviously Louie Anderson. Were there any other like cartoons about? I remember Jerry Seinfeld had a book. It was like a trick or treating Halloween book about when he was a kid. That was a thing for a while when like comedians were like, "Here's a cartoon or like a comic about when I was a kid."
Yeah, I guess Fat Albert.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bill Cosby.
Yep.
There's a. Remind me when we get done with this to send you a clip I found from that. That is, it's pretty racy. Not racy, but they say a word that is not allowed anymore. I'm trying to think.
Cartoons back then.
Yeah. I think in the 90s it was like, oh, we're gonna make cartoons for the community, and then they just got back to the sitcoms. I'm trying to think if there's any other.
Bobby's World was Howie Mandel, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Just had to do a quick fact check on that.
Phew!
I think they only shot a pilot for it, but there was a Rodney Dangerfield show that it was some kid could like summon Rodney Dangerfield whenever he needed his help.
And I heard. I feel like I remember that.
That'd be so great.
Not like I remember it, but like I remember just hearing something about
the concept.
Yeah, going back to the Howie Mandel thing, imagine he's on stage and like somebody starts rushing the stage and he's like, well, hold on. Just reaches into his pocket. He's like, put this on before you hit me.
It's a condom.
It's a condom. Yeah. Put this on before you fuck me.
I mean, that's smart.
I mean, we're not making fun of the guy. Like, fucking pussy. Where's a condom?
What a fucking dork, dude. Why don't you do like the rest of us men?
And if we could punish, I guess if we didn't already punish, okay, so we said he was attacked with some sort of Final Fantasy weapon. Instead of getting hit, it begins like the screen goes like whoosh, 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 and it gets like blurry and zooms in on Dave Chappelle, and he's like, he's like kind of idle. He's got like an idle animation, and then they take turns, exchanging blows. He slashes Dave, and then Dave takes out a cigar, puts it out on his head. There's like cool music playing and everything. Anyway,
hits the microphone on his leg and it hits the guy somehow.
He does a microphone whip.
I think he should have to be attacked by clones.
Oh,
okay. So like
that's it. I don't want to add to that. That's it.
Okay, I was having a hard time to think of an episode 2 reference because I haven't seen it in a long time.
You don't need one. Just leave it.
Let's move on to the next item on the show docket here. New Dilbert just dropped. Did you guys see this? There's a new Dilbert.
This is very funny. This is very good.
So Dilbert has a new friend, Max. Did you see this? I don't know if you're keeping. You said you're keeping up on Simpsons, but are you keeping up on Dilbert?
I've not kept up on Dilbert. I used, ever since they took it off Comedy Central.
Yeah, so
this was what, like in the 90s, right? Or 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, it was like a late 90s, early 2000s cartoon. But
I think wasn't it on UPN at first?
Yes, it was. I don't fucking know, maybe. Anyway, Scott Adams he posts the new comic and he said he's cracking his knuckles. He's sitting back and he says, let's see if the world is ready for this. And he says, introducing Dave, the new engineer. And he's got a link to the strip here, Grant, if you want to click on that. Let's take a look at this.
Right here. Did this
you can click on it for the full one. I mean, like, we can see it, but like, we can see the
I'm pulling it up right now.
It's a 3-panel comic strip. We can see the second panel. We can kind of piece it together, but maybe let's just see the whole thing. This is a new character. So new, like I said, new Dilbert just dropped. It says in the first panel here, it's Dilbert's boss with that pointy, sort of Krusty the Clown kind of hair. He says, management asked me to add some diversity to the engineering team. And then, he's like, pans over to the guy next to him. He says, meet Dave. Now, Dave, as we can see, is a black man. But Dave here subverts our expectations and says, I identify as white. And then Dilbert's boss goes... Dude. He goes, you're ruining everything, Dave. And I'm laughing because, like, I'm assuming that's supposed to be like Dilbert's female coworker's hair in the frame for some reason, but it looks like there's a giant turd in the fucking comic strip. Like,
oh man,
do we need to stand behind the other employees as this is happening? I don't know. I'm not an expert in comics, but
gotta let them know there's some.
I mean, there's more to this also, talking about being an expert on comics. But Max, you can. Sorry, I talked over you.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I sent this to you guys in the group chat. I was reading the replies. And it's like Scott. They said like Scott Adams didn't realize that they print comic strips in black and white.
Yeah.
So the character's just white in the newspaper.
Yeah, you want to pull that one up there, Grant?
Right now, yeah. This is shocking to see, like, because again, it's like I don't fucking get the newspaper every day. I view the world through Twitter and TikTok, and then like people obviously do read the newspaper, and they saw this and they replied to him with it, and this is what it looks like. He's just like they didn't color his skin, like he's a.
Could they not have like shaded him differently so at least we could tell? Because like in this comic, it looks like everybody is white.
Yeah.
Maybe it could just be that this particular publication like only prints in two-tone, like black or white. They can't do any grays or anything. But I mean, man, you probably should have, like, for being in comics for this long, you think you would be aware that many, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here and saying that maybe that a lot of publications do print their comics in two-tone. He should have accommodated for that. You know?
He just looks like Walter White.
Right. I identify as
Walter
White. Yeah. It's a Breaking Bad reference. Like that's what people are going to think when they see this in like in the black and white version. Oh, that's funny. They're going to start cooking crystal meth together. Okay.
Well, it makes it even funnier too because this middle panel says "Meet Dave" and he says "I identify as white." So like he could just be saying his name.
Yeah, it's actually
funny.
Funnier strip.
Well, it's funny because then he says, you're ruining everything, Dave. So, like, the comic actually comes across as anti-white. Oh, I'm white. Fuck you. That's the joke.
We know, Dave. We're all white here.
Yeah.
It's an office. And I'm Scott Adams.
Oh, my God.
I do love the fact that, like, Scott Adams is, like, whole thing with this, like what's the tweet that he said, let's see if the world is ready for this, introducing Dave the new engineer. It's Scott Adams has been I made the same mistake when Adam Gilbert was on.
Oh, you're right, that's right, you kept calling him Album by mistake. What is going on
with my speech pattern? Scott,
do you have Mitch Album on them? Have you been reading the 5 people you'll meet in heaven?
Yeah. Scott Albums has been writing Dilbert for decades, and his
like
only
70 years.
He's only just now put the first ever black character in, and he's like, I'm gonna get canceled for this. It's like, my guy, it took you 30 years to put a black character in your comic strip, and you still fucked it up. Like, I don't think anybody cares about the I identify as an attack helicopter joke that you made so much as like your poor execution of an already bad fucking comic.
Well, it's going to be really funny when, like, you know, Dave becomes more of a regular in the comic, and we have a strip where it's like, hey, who didn't change the printer ink? Oh, that was me. And that's like the whole comic. There's a Dilbert. Oh, did you answer that phone call today? I hate answering phone calls. Well, it is a Monday. That's another Dilbert.
And there's Dilbert's dog that looks just like him being.
I forgot about Dogbert and Catbert. You can't forget about Catbert.
Forgot about Catbert.
I do hope that Dave continues being in Dilbert, and that also like he continues being white. So that like he keeps making these jokes and it just doesn't change at all.
That's so funny.
So Scott Adams said Dave will be featured all week, so if this one doesn't get me canceled, more chances to come.
Yep.
Love that.
Get ready for more Dave mania is hitting America as people are rushing to the newspaper stands to buy the latest Dilbert.
Dude, have you seen I forgot what it's called. Not Scott Adams' profile picture, but the other one, the banner picture on his Twitter. This comic's incredible.
Let me see. Is it the one with, because I know he has like a Dilbert shaped castle in his yard or something. Is that let me see.
No, it's a strip.
Oh, let's see.
I'm pulling it up as quickly as I possibly can.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Now, again, it's this man with the... Are those supposed to look like horns? Like, oh, I hate my boss. He's like the devil. He says, I hired Dick to be your workplace nemesis. You might know his work from social media. And then Dilbert says, this feels like a bad idea. And then Dick says, doubt science much? Durr.
Why is he saying that?
That is an incredible humor.
Like,
what is going on?
There's no context for him saying that. Like, the whole three-panel comic thing, isn't it supposed to be like set, like introduction, setup, conclusion? Like,
I feel like that last
there's
panel, Dick, I feel like Dick was supposed to speak first and then Dilbert, but
they couldn't have just
it's out of order.
Them.
You could have just flipped it. Yeah, like
I think if you flipped it in any order. Sense. Yeah, honestly, this was probably the worst possible combination of panel order for like this to make sense.
This should just be the show, as we just read Dilbert comics and just.
Mm-hmm. Dude, we were talking about how our brains feel like they're melting. I feel like his is just gone.
Yep.
You're forgetting something. Scott Albums.
Not even on purpose.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with
Scotty Albums? It sounds like a record producer from the 70s. Yeah, I'm Scotty Albums.
Scotty Albums, yeah.
Scott Albums.
Yeah, you want to make some hits?
You're forgetting the fact that he's a master persuader.
Oh yeah.
Oh, then you have open the Power Up Comics parody here, which I think I've given that my key to the city at least once.
Was that
before.
your key to the city this week?
Oh, no, I gave it to them a long time
Power
ago.
Up,
but yeah. So this like Power Up Comics, it's like a parody of I don't know, fucking like mostly gamer comics, but sometimes Dilbert. Management asked me to add some diversity to the engineering team. Yeah. Meet Dave. He's a black person. I don't identify as a black person. I identify as a black gamer. Are you sure you're a gamer, Dave? You sure do suck at Warhammer. Chaos Bane. Oh wait, that's the Warhammer Chaos Bane. And then Dilbert says, "Don't gatekeep, Wally." A much funnier comic. Anyway, the punishment. I don't know, man. I just kind of feel sorry for everybody involved. I don't know.
He's being punished for something from like a past life, where he's just stuck having to make Dilbert till he dies.
Well, I think that
that seems like a fair punishment to me.
I think that he's persuading you into thinking that it's a bad comic so that you don't read it anymore, because he's actually trying to persuade you that it's a good comic. But that persuasion is sort of like underneath the one level of persuasion. So like once you realize that you're being persuaded, you're sort of like, that's like the key that goes into the lock to unlock it, so that you actually do sort of come around to his point of view. So you do get persuaded, but then you sort of like question yourself, because you're like, oh, well, why am I getting persuaded in this way? So you sort of like doubt yourself and you come back around, but then he like makes an enemy of himself and you're the enemy of his enemy, which is you. And then you become persuaded back around, and he's just a master manipulator. He's just the smartest guy on it. Like he told everyone that he was going to vote for Hillary Clinton so that Donald Trump would win, because he also voted for Donald Trump. And if you're following, this is all just so that he can persuade you that he's just the really smart.
Man, like, I thought you were going to say he's going to go for, like, a producer's kind of thing where he's just, like, trying to get the comic canceled. But also, like, honestly, he really does love doing that master manipulator kind of thing.
It's weird.
And it's really also, like, if you look at his, like, Twitter avatar, he's like, got that really smug look on his... It's one of the worst avatars in the whole website. Where he's like holding that coffee mug and he's got this like smug look on his face. And I feel like something I feel like I've noticed it from like my passing knowledge of Dilbert comic strips is whoever's holding the coffee mug is always like speaking like they're the reasonable one, you know? And it's like, Dogbert's like he's like for some reason, okay, first of all, dogs should not drink coffee. Do not take away the message. But Dogbert appears to be some sort of dog-human chimera of some kind, and he has the coffee mug as well. And when we see that mug, we're thinking, I better pay attention.
He's kind of like Brian.
Honestly, yeah, Brian. Dogbert walked so Brian could run. Which I'm pretty sure was 2 minutes of line at some point.
Dogbert walked so Brian could fuck.
That's hell yeah, brother.
Yeah,
Brian's getting some.
What happens,
honestly, Brian's pulling some of the hottest tail in Quahog. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to. Let's move on to
brings up Family Guy on your bingo card if you're playing at home.
I couldn't resist.
I tagged Gilbert in one like Family Guy post from their official page, and now every single post shows up on my Facebook feed. And I love just to like read the comments. These people are like, this show is just incredible.
Dude, that is like one of the only good things left about the internet is like the official like accounts for like Family Guy and The Simpsons, where it's like, hey, new episode on Sunday, don't miss it. And the comments are like, holy shit, the girl in the picture is so hot. Or they're like, that's not Peter. That doesn't look like Lois to me. And like, they're like talking to the character kind of. It's very weird. Yeah. Also, quick shout out. Grant and I have both had, I think I gave him my key to the city recently. Have you seen Ben Hughes on Twitter, Max?
I don't think so.
He's this guy who he is obsessed with drawing every single female Simpsons character as a ninja, but nothing. And he says nothing sexy. Wow. It's not sexy, but every female character is a ninja. Or it's like a collage of like a screenshot of every single Simpsons female, and they're like trying to prove a point. Like one of the ones was like the Simpsons females laugh at Colin Powell for the millions of deaths he caused in Iraq, and it's just like this like super stretched out picture of Colin Powell. And then like a fucking grid of like 300 characters all like laughing. So he has a database of like every Simpsons female laughing, every Simpsons female like looking sad or mad. But I don't know why. But he randomly followed me this week, and like he doesn't follow that many accounts. And I'm like, hell yeah, I got the follow from Ben. And then Grant, you want to say what happened with you?
Yeah, he DM'd me, which was very, because I liked and retweeted one of his posts, and I don't fully want to dox him. Okay, we don't do doxing, but I am going to read this entire conversation. I'm not going to dox the DM, but I am going to read it in its entirety. Basically, he just said, "Hello, do you draw The Simpsons?" And I said, "I don't, but I'll give it a try, sure." And he said, "Would you like to draw The Simpsons female characters as blue ninjas, their face cover by blue mask, red headband, red belt, dark blue bandages, wrap their arms and legs, ninja weapons, punching air and kicking?" And I said, "I'll do my best." He said, "How many characters?" I said, "How many do you need or want?" And then he sent me the longest list of every single female character that is in every episode of The Simpsons. The longest. Look at how long I'm scrolling for.
Dude.
This is an entire list of the females on The Simpsons. And he said, this is really all I need, is just everything here. I'm still scrolling as I'm doing this.
All 30 years of The Simpsons, please.
Yeah.
Also, I like that did he confuse you for Matt Groening? Like, do you draw The Simpsons?
I don't know. Maybe he's just recruiting people into his network. I don't know.
Well, I have seen, I don't think you were the only one he reached out to, Grant, because I have seen him like read other people drawing like Marge as a ninja, like professional artists on Twitter, and he's like retweeting them. So he's like, it's almost like, becoming like, I think this could become something truly beautiful. I'm not even being ironic when I say that, because I think that he's recruiting a lot of like, a lot of art. Like, it's like, I love a collaborative like art effort, you know, like Shrek Retold, you know, like Grant Dufferin brought all those people together to do all these different like recreations of scenes from Shrek and then put it all together. This guy is bringing together some of the internet's greatest artists. No offense, Grant. I don't know why he messaged you. You're not known for drawing.
I don't know why he messaged me either. I'm terrible at it.
It's cool to see, like, now it's like this is going to be a thing that's going to take the internet now until it gets annoying. But all of the Simpsons females, like, as ninjas, dressed, and we're going to see them, like, we're going to see like Inku-san be like drawing them. We're going to see like Mimiori, like Among Us girl is hanging out with Marge and
Berries and Cream.
Yeah.
All our best artist friends, all drawing The Simpsons.
But anyway, Max, that's like, I bring it up because like that's like the kind of person you'd see in the replies of like, like Family Guy on Fox, like the verified like account that just posts like, "Shut up, Meg. Family Guy's on Sunday."
Oh, dude, I just followed this guy, and I really, oh my God, this is incredible. I kind of feel like he might buy a plot of land in South America and drink a bunch of Flavor Aid, but that's when he gets his Church of Simpsons women going.
I'll be right there behind him.
He solely obsessed with one thing, so who knows what that could mean.
Yeah. I mean, I got to guess, but I don't want to say it. But anyway, let's move on to our key to the city, which is something nice, something positive, something swell. A little bit of a chaser here at the end of the episode. My key to the city goes to a video I saw on the computer. Actually, I think I saw it on my phone first. But Grant, if you want to pull it up on the computer,
your phone
you can watch it.
Like basically a mini computer, if you think about it.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Computer you put in your pocket computer.
So
I don't know.
That'll
do to us.
Yeah, right. Oh, why am I sterile? Huh. Anyway,
it's because you're not tanning your balls. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
Yeah, dude.
Ow. So this is just. I think this is a Japanese video.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's Japanese text, but so it's directly parodying the Yakuza games, but I think it's recognizable to anybody who's like played a video game, because you can see he's like running into invisible walls and stuff, and like just like the way that like you even hear like he's like running in place and then runs around it. Like I've played almost all of the Yakuza games, And like this is like a pitch perfect thing, and like even the music, the sound effects, and everything they're playing with it. It's just a funny little video. Whoever did that, I don't know, because how I found it was somebody on Twitter reposted it without credit and said, "Whoever made this should win an award." How about naming them?
Yeah, that's a start.
So honestly, if you guys find out who that is, if you're listening on YouTube, put in the comments. Basically, dox them because they deserve an award, as they said. So if that takes a doxing, so be it.
I don't think I've seen this one before, but I've seen similar ones, and they might be from the same guy because it looks very familiar. So,
I mean,
I just love stuff like that,
games, but yeah. Did you ever see they took it? It gets taken down off YouTube all the time, but have you seen the Conor O'Malley Hudson Yards video where it's like it's doing the same kind of thing where he's like he's created a fake video game where it's all about like
yes I have.
And then the second half, most of the video is just him animated dancing to Tool, but it's just like waving very close to somebody. I was like, oh man,
right. Yeah, that's right. He's got the headgear. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. He's like, have you signed up for Amazon Premium Plus? It allows you it makes your vote count 40 times more.
Max, what is your key to the city for us this week?
What's something nice and sweet I've seen online? Hold on, dude. I truly want to just give a shot. Going back to talking about comedy, there's a group of people doing a show at the Hideout called Tornado. It's once a month. It's very wonky and it's very fun. It's Evelyn Troutman, Matt Loxley, and Sukhjit Singh, and I can't recommend it enough. I think was on it for 20 seconds. Yeah, it's just fun and it's weird. Last week, or they had it like 2 weeks ago, and they started off with a they got a bunch of comics who played a band called Titanic at the Disco, and they rewrote I Write Sins Not Tragedies, and it makes me happy that people are doing fun, silly things again. I know it's on the internet, but freaking.
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I mean, any excuse to get back to the Hideout is worth it. Like the Hideout is one of my favorite places in the entire city. Great venue. It's kind of tucked away in I think that's kind of why I like it, because it's kind of off the beaten path, and then it's just such a chill vibe
like they're
inside.
Hiding out.
Holy crap!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So you said, what was it called? Tornado?
Yeah, I think their next one's on the 31st. I'm not sure, but it's just okay. It just made me excited about comedy again, and that it doesn't.
And that's always
doesn't all
nice.
have to be. It doesn't all have to be truth telling.
Yeah,
speaking truth to power.
Hey, you punch down, you speak truth to power. That's the job of the comedian. We're sort of like the modern day jester in a sort of way. People are like, dude, I'm not going to take this guy seriously. The fact that you don't take us seriously means that we can say the truth, and nobody else can do that. Nobody else has ever said the truth. We're sort of like gamers and like posters in that regard. Like, we are a protected class of citizen.
Very Scott Adamsian.
Where would society be if I couldn't get on stage every night and be like, last time I was in Denver, it was weird because all the men there look like me. That's
freedom. That's freedom of speech, man. If they're gonna throw you in jail for saying that, I don't want to live in this country. I don't want to live on this earth anymore.
Imagine getting punched for that, though. It'd be kind of like...
Yeah. So we're just like...
What the fuck?
No, they don't.
Sorry.
Getting punched by a guy that looks just like you.
Yeah. I don't look like you.
Hey, dude.
And he's like from, I don't know, Denver, I guess.
That would be a good bit. Like, you know how like jokes about like twins and stuff are like all sort of like the same sort of like Tia and Tamara switch places, and you're like, oh, which one's which? If you did have a twin, now would be a good time to use it for that specific joke.
This is the only time. I wish I had a twin so bad.
Did you guys have twins and did you go to school with twins at all?
Yeah, a couple.
Probably.
We had like a weird amount.
I can't really remember.
But they're in 5th grade. 2 of them, like for April Fool's Day, like switched their schedules, and like they just couldn't keep it. They had all the same teachers and everything. They just couldn't keep it together. I think they lasted about 30 minutes.
Man, twins are weird.
Yeah, dude.
I feel
weird phenomenon.
I feel like the amount of twins that I went to school with, like somehow they were always like of the brand of like when enough people ask you like, how do people tell you apart? And someone says, oh, I have like a mark on my cheek right here and he doesn't. And you're sort of like, oh, well, now I know which one's which. That was like the case every time. So I feel like my brain just like forgot.
Yeah.
That I think that just about does it for the twins portion, the twins discussion of the episode. Grant, if you could please give your key to the city.
My key to the city goes to Tia and Tomet. No, my key to the city this week goes to Christian Smalls, the Amazon Union organizer. He's doing a great job. He should keep doing that. Yeah.
Didn't he wear that? Was
I don't
he the guy
have
who wore
anything
the
more to say about that.
Didn't he wear the Eat to Rich jacket to the White House and like posed with Biden?
Yeah.
Yeah, he worked to the Senate today too.
Yeah.
And then he got into it with Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, even better. He's checking all the marks. He's doing a great job. Key to the city goes to him. This is a meaningless award, but you get it because you're doing better than most people now. So you're doing something, you know?
No,
like I was complaining about during the 2 minutes of hate segment. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. He's doing something. We should all be doing something, you know?
He's listening to this episode right now on a bus somewhere, and he heard that part. He's like, yes. Kind of under his breath, like does a little like fist pump. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to our Thought Cops word of the week. This week's word of the week is elder millennial. Elder millennial is, I guess, just someone who is like born between like 1980 and 1990. Because we have so many, like I keep thinking like, I don't give a fuck about this like generational distinction bullshit, like Zoomers and millennials. Sucks. And it's just like, and now we have like elder millennials. Like I see people who are like, I tweet like an elder millennial, and it's just like, you're like 2 years younger than me,
Yeah.
Or like the people that are like the XLennials. Where they're like, I'm not quite, or old, or like, zillennials or whatever, like
elder Zoomers, because the ones that are younger can't talk very well. I know you guys laughed when I said I wanted a brain injury earlier, but doesn't it sound kind of nice? I'm sorry, Grant or Max, you're starting to convince me. I think be like what's his face from detached a from little 50. More. The guy from 50 First Dates who has the 10-second memory. That'd be perfect.
Oh, you were going to say the guy from 50 Shades of Grey, and I was going to be like, I'm completely unfamiliar.
Yeah, the guy who has the short-term memory and the long cock.
I honestly don't remember that movie very well, aside from like, what's her face couldn't remember things very well either.
Yeah,
Dakota Johnson.
It was yeah.
Holy shit, this is bad. She's like one of the most famous actresses.
Drew Barrymore.
Yes.
Drew Barrymore. Yeah.
Drew Barrymore. She had long COVID. She couldn't remember Adam Sandler very well. Oh God, we all have long COVID. Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, before we get to our final segment of the show, which is our listener voicemails, Max, if you could plug everything you got, your social media, anywhere people can find tickets to your shows, any good stuff like that.
Yeah, like we discussed, best night ever every Tuesday at the Lincoln Lodge.
As per my last email vibes over here, like I said.
As I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted an hour and a half ago.
I did forget, to be fair.
Follow us on Instagram, Best Night Ever Show. Tickets are $5 online, 10 at the door. I also run another monthly show at the Lincoln Lodge called Smiley Face, at Smiley Face Stand Up. We are kind of restructuring it, figuring out what's going on, but as it stands right now, we've got a live band. That's pretty fun. In terms of my social media, I'm on Twitter at the most Shanker because I thought that was really clever. when I was trying to find a job.
That's good.
Yeah. I was like, what's a synonym? What's a synonym for Max? And then I'm on Instagram at Max Shanker, and you can find very okay clips of stand-up comedy. One joke that I certainly didn't tell on this podcast.
That's fine.
And I feel like I've been lied to. It all seems so organic.
Yeah. I think that's all.
Reminds me of that. I was gonna say it reminds me of that show with. Did you all ever catch that like Byron Allen show? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Comedians Unleashed.
Yeah. I love that show. It's just like, hey, do you want to do stand-up comedy to a couch of 3 other comedians? Like, oh, I heard that you've been having car troubles lately, and someone just like does their bit, and it's just like,
yeah,
you really made content out of this, didn't you,
dude? Kevin, I know you have. Grant, have you ever been to like a empty open mic? Where it's like,
quite a few.
Like
everyone that I've been to.
Well, like I got roped into hosting one a few weeks ago, and it was like 30 people, and by the end there was 3 people in there, and there was somebody doing like a very crowd interactive heavy bit, and I was like, I just had my phone like this. I was like, I just don't care that I'm being rude. I don't care that this person's new. Like I'll be a dick. I don't care. I can't.
It's good for them. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we tell ourselves, at least.
See, yeah. I like miss that type of stuff sometimes. I miss, honestly, like the more I had done stand up, and at this point it's been like over 2 years plus, not new game plus, but 2 years. I just get to the point where I would just try and sort of do that no matter the room size, just like try and get not laughs. And I don't know why I'm like this as a person, but it was just like very singularly funny to me just to like, because, you know, like there's people have like certain struggles with like, oh, I'm not really engaging. I would try my best to like unengage.
Yeah.
And you have like varying success levels with like trying to do like anti comedy or whatever the fuck. But I like miss that energy in a room where like someone's just trying their best to a room full of one person and they're just, there's nothing. Like, I love that feeling so much and I want it back.
It's like being on a bad date where one person's really into it and the other person's just like, I'm ready to bounce.
Yeah. Check, please.
Gotta say, guys, dating stinks.
Dating's weird. Dating's weird. Seeing my therapist the other night. Yeah.
I took an Uber to my therapist before I went on a date. And I was like...
And the Uber driver keeps trying to talk to me. And I'm like, I'm better than you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm going to use this as material for my open mic. Okay.
See, like this is like good. Like you could just do 5 minutes of this. This is great. Like I don't want to
get hit. I don't want to get hit.
Yeah, dude. Listen, you're out in the streets talking about going to therapy. You're gonna get you better watch out.
Yeah. Did he just say therapist? Anyway, we'll link to all Max's social media and links in the episode description. So scroll on down to check those out. If you guys want to leave us a voicemail, give us a call. Our phone number is 312-788-7361. Or you can always send us an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. Hit it.
Hey, Thought Cops. I just had a quick question about picking your brain.
Okay.
I was wondering what you guys thought about weed or how...
So that was it.
Did he say weed?
COVID.
Yeah, right. Wait, did he say weed or we?
I think he said weed.
Okay, because I have opinions on both, but okay.
Because I think that's why he trailed off. I think that was the joke. I think. What's your opinions on weed or how?
Oh, I thought he was playing Wii Sports and he got distracted. He said, "This is so much fun."
I also thought that. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, what's your guys' opinion on Wii Sports?
I wanted to. So weed sports.
Weed sports.
Yeah. I don't know. We were having a discussion about weed before the show, but that was less show content and more catching up banter.
Hey, so was my 2 minutes of hate, but feel free to soapbox.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. You know, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not fun, but that's just the way my brain is wired. Grant, what do you think about weed?
I feel like the more I do it, kind of the more I hate it. Honestly,
it sucks. Man, I gotta be honest. I used to fucking love it though. You know.
I get that, and I do like enjoy like taking an edible and watching a movie and just sort of like getting immersed or whatever. But there's just been a lot of times where like it just like doesn't interact with my brain chemistry well. And I know like everybody, you're doing some weird shit. You know, you make a weird video, you make a weird joke, a weird comedy, and people's like, oh, what drugs he on? Probably weed. Probably one of these. You know, maybe it's something more. But you know, the good stuff that comes from the drug or whatever, and it's just like it just makes me feel like shit.
I think that like there's benefits to it over like, you know, people are, well, why is weed legal or why is weed illegal but alcohol isn't? And like weed is legal in Illinois, so if anybody's, you know, dialing 911 right now, you can stop because we're recording from Chicago, Illinois, where weed has been legal for a while now.
Where it's totally legal for me to have these. I don't have any weeds. For me to have this grinder.
I was hoping. Yeah, we got a visual here, folks. Probably a weed grinder.
If you're not watching on YouTube, he's using Grindr right now.
And I want to say that's a bong in the background there, Max.
Yeah, it is a bong that...
so, needless to say, we kind of know how you feel about it.
What's the flag in your room?
Oh, it is I got it from Meth Syndicate on Instagram. It is a face-off for the movie Face-Off. And it says, don't cut my face off and put it on your head and fuck my wife.
I know you were saying earlier your telehealth therapy appointments have been kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, I've known my therapist since I was 13, so he.
Oh shit!
This is nothing new.
Classic Max.
Yeah, I bought a lot of
Mad Max. They're calling him
post breakup. Yeah, dude, I got this. I bought 2 sweater vests and a pair of overalls, and guess what? Yeah. Didn't fix a thing. But I don't know. I will be very vulnerable about a thought I had about weed on 420.
Yeah.
That I was like, man, 420's gotten too corporate, and I was like, I actually hate that I just thought that. I really hate it.
Honestly,
I mean, that's what happens when it gets legalized. You know, it's all.
Yeah. I mean, weed's fine. People think I'm stoned I don't like smoke until like I'm home for the day, or like done for the day. And people think I'm just like stoned all the time, and I'm just like, no, I just you got like a stoner vibe, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, I get it. I look, but I've also had a fair share of concussions, so it's really hard to tell if it's just
yeah.
If it's the freaking ganj or the freaking playing youth football
or long COVID.
Or long COVID. I don't know, dude. Weed's fine. Like I don't know. I have a lot of body pain, so like it's good for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, and I would want to say that too, because it's like I do have a medical card. I've been to the dispensary here like a number of times, and it's cool because it's just like it's normal ass people, where it's not just like guys in ponchos where you can smell like the incense that's soaked into them from like 30 feet away, and they're like, dude, you gotta try it. And it's just like, it's okay, chill. But it's people like normal ass, like middle-aged like women, and they're, hey, I got really bad back pain, like, do you have anything to recommend for me? And they're like, oh yeah, I could try this or this. And it's like, at least it's not fucking opiates and stuff, you know, that they're getting addicted to. So yeah.
I do kind of hope that one day, like, as the laws get a little bit more lax, like that they can start opening up dispensaries that are like going to it, like when you used to have to go to some dude's house and just like, or it's just some guy on a couch and he's just like watching a movie you've never seen. He's
like,
you want to hang out for a bit?
Like his still like the main like entertainment device in his living room is still a PS3.
Yeah.
I know in like certain countries, like in Amsterdam, they have just like weed cafes where instead of like you go to a bar, you just go and eat a scone and just stare at the wall or something.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. There is a place downstate that it's like a weed. You can like go there and smoke, and they have like comedy shows I've heard aren't very good. Because it's actually a very bad audience for. I'm sure you guys, you know that like you think like, oh yeah, all these people are high, they're gonna laugh. It's like no, they're thinking about other things.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
Everybody hates me. Oh God.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, no, I'm up here, guys. I'm up here. I'm trying to be funny. Get out of your fucking head.
Yeah.
Anyway,
dude, let me freaking talk.
And but like I say, Max, the one thing, people who smoke weed tend to be pretty peaceful, and they're not about to walk up on stage and slap me.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen me smoking weed. I get very aggressive.
I'm an angry stoner.
Yeah, something interesting about me. I like to smoke a fat blunt and go beat up people.
Yeah, it's like the drunken master. Except for weed.
High master.
I was going to say that. And I'm like, I got to think of something more clever.
Master.
Man. But, long COVID. Anyway, next voicemail.
Yeah,
hey, it's your boy, Brandon Kirkman. I know it's been a little bit. I got shingles. It really sucked. So I saw that you're having on Max Shanker.
Jesus.
I want to see what you guys.
Yeah.
What's the sickest you've ever been? Tell us about the sickest you've ever been. It's really fun to hear about because you only really care about it after it happens to you. It's how empathy works. Anyways.
Interesting tangent.
It's a long toilet flush.
Is that what shingles sounds like? I thought it was more like chickenpox.
Yeah, that was...
yeah.
I don't know. That was like, I think, Brandon, invest in a plunger. I think you're gonna need it. What's the sickest I've ever been? I mean, obviously, I did get pretty sick from COVID. Actually, fun fact, I didn't mention this to either one of you guys before recording, but I put off getting the booster shot for a long time because the last time we were supposed to have Max on is when he and I both got COVID, and it was like days before I was supposed to get my booster shot, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to get it now because I have COVID, and I've been waiting for the antibodies and stuff, and it's been about 5-6 months since then. So literally right before this recording, I got my booster, and I was kind of like, am I going to be fucked up over this on the episode? I think I've been doing okay, but if anyone is listening to this and goes, oh, that makes a lot of sense, that's why. So I'll probably be pretty sick as soon as we stop this and I go to sleep. Hopefully I can sleep, but I know the first one wasn't so bad for me. The second shot was kind of rough. We'll see how this one does me in. Anyway, yeah. Grant, when have you been sicker than a dog?
Yeah. I was in Colorado one time visiting my sister, and if you know anything about Colorado,
guys kind of look like the guy over here,
dude. They're yeah. Let me tell you, everybody out there, but like because you're so high from sea level, like people like you get elevation sickness and shit
Grant,
like that.
You can say it, man. It's legal. You don't have to say blame it on the sea level.
You get elevation sickness, and you like you're very dehydrated all the time. It's like you need to drink like twice the amount of water that you usually do. And I had like a really bad stomach bug. Ooh. And I felt like SpongeBob in the episode where they visit Sandy and like his pinky breaks off and because he's like so dry, and she like comes to bring out like lemonade or whatever, and he's just a literal like live action sponge. Like I felt like that, and I had to be, dude. It was like the word. Like I just could not stop, just like vomiting and shitting like just water at like a certain point. It was just water, and I like wasn't intaking any fluids. Plus the dehydration of sea level. And I had to be like brought to the emergency room, and they gave me like 4 or 5 liters through an IV of like just fluid, because I was just like, I feel like if this keeps happening that I'm going to legit die. So we should like go now, you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully shingles isn't that bad.
Yeah.
This was a couple years ago, like maybe 5-6 years ago.
Oh, it was March 2020.
Yeah.
This was before recording.
It was in Colorado. It was Wuhan.
Yeah. Oh man,
Max, how about you?
Trying to think of the sickest I've ever been. Well, I guess there was one time. So I have 2 options, right? There was one time I was in middle school and I got the flu, but we had to go on vacation. So I had to fly with the flu. Oh wow, actually, I'm okay.
Oh man,
different one.
And it was about March 2020.
It was March 2020. I was in middle school. They like almost had to wheel. I think they had to wheel me in a wheelchair, and I like sweat through my clothes.
Jesus.
But in March, I flew down to Arizona to visit my dad, and I had a sinus infection, and I didn't think about how that impacts flying, and I thought my head was going to explode.
Jesus. Oh God.
And I was like coughing and like going all crazy, and then there was like a very nervous couple next to me. But then, opposite side of the coin, I don't know if this would even count. I have food allergies, and I've like been hospitalized from them before, but I wasn't like sick. I was just.
I think that counts.
Yeah, I was just, knock on wood. It's been 11 years, but then they put. Grant, you got pump full IV or liquid? I got pump full.
What's your, just so we can avoid it next time when we do when we will have you in person, it's going to happen. Yeah. I just want to make sure that whatever this food isn't sitting out and then you accidentally have some.
It's weed.
Oh, yeah, it's.
I love it so much.
I do. If I touch too much weed, I break out in hives, which is very, very fun. I haven't been tested in a long time, but it was last I checked, it was eggs and nuts are the ones that make me go into anaphylaxis.
For you?
Yeah.
Those are pretty fucking common too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's like, dude, it costs like almost $1,000 to get tested, and
fuck
for like all this shit. Yeah. And like I got tested for my egg allergy in high school, and what they do is they make you sit in a doctor's office and just eat progressively more eggs. And so like I didn't like the taste. My diet's pretty I'm 29. Like it's not like I'm like oh god, I really want to change my diet now. I found what works.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is fun. It wasn't.
Well, Brandon, we hope you feel better soon. I hope that by the time you listen to this, your shingles have gone away and you get a new roofer. Grant, do we have any other voicemails?
There's one last voicemail here. Gonna go ahead and play it now.
Hello, Thought Cops. Once again, it is I,
flexing.
You, the incredible, gracing your voicemail. And what a Thursday evening it is, guys.
True.
Thought crime. Here it is. The season 2 ending of Star Trek Picard. What a stinker. What a terrible piece of writing. Real thought crime. I was appalled. It made me sick. But we're not here to talk about garbage that's on television.
You brought it.
Real thought crime. Maybe one you've come across. I haven't found an apt way to describe it. Only a literary character that I can allude to. You boys know of Don Quixote, right?
Yes.
The old man dressed in knight's armor out fighting windmills. I believe I've come across the online equivalent, mostly on Twitter, people who preemptively start fights. It's real hard for me to give a particular example. So it goes something like this. Just a person posting completely honest at random. I can't wait for the bigots to come out and talk about how they gender swapped a character in a show. It's progressive and should be embraced.
Like Star Trek,
I can't wait for the bigots to show up in my Twitter timeline and tell me how wrong I am. It's like a preemptive strike at people they're not even arguing with.
Making up a guy.
I'm coining it Don Quixote syndrome. If you guys got something smarter to name it, I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, guys, keep up the great work. It's been great to listen to you, and I hope you get many new listeners.
Oh, thank you, Leo.
Thank you, Leo. We appreciate that.
That means a lot. I actually don't have anything smarter than that. Anyone else?
Yeah. I think Don Quixote syndrome's way better than just making up a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like a literary reference. It's not just parodying like, oh, Felix from Chapo said this. I think I'm going to try it out. You know?
Who's the one political cartoonist guy that I'm not thinking of his name?
Scott Albom.
No,
Garrison?
not him. Close. Garrison. Didn't Ben Garrison? I couldn't think of his name. I got long COVID. Garrison had Ben Garrison had like a Don Quixote
I think I vaguely remember that.
And it was like
or something.
Yeah, it was Donald Trump. Sorry about the shitty
I can't
image.
see that, man. That is.
It was Donald Trump. Just pretend you can see it. It was Donald Trump, and he's Don Quixote, and he's chasing a windmill that says Twitter, Google, Facebook, and censorship. And everyone was quick to point out, I don't think you understood the story very well. I don't think you understood the gist of why chasing windmills is silly.
Hey, I have an idea. If Don Quixote existed today, he's on Twitter and he's just at windmills. Fuck you!
Fuck you, giants.
I was just thinking of like somebody like spending time to make it like two gimmick accounts of like Don Quixote and a windmill like beefing with each other that like nobody's paying attention to. At windmills. Y'all really fuck.
Y'all need to see
it just has like 3 followers for like 7 years, and then one day it just like blows
bots.
up.
Like the avatar's just like a windmill. There's not even a banner. It's just like the fucking picture of a windmill. Oh man.
I mean, to sort of counter argue against Leo the Incredible here, I do feel like after so many years of doing this show in particular, it's like you do sort of see like, oh, they made what Commissioner Gordon Black in the new Batman. Someone's gonna complain about it, and then of course like someone does, and you're just like, yeah, like I know these things are gonna happen. I know that someone's going to make the M&Ms not sexy, and now people are going to complain about it. People are going to be blowing up their Yeti filter, their fucking Yeti containers. They're going to be burning their Nike shoes. I know what's going to happen at a certain point. I don't need to guess, or I don't need to like it's just going to happen. I'm just going to say it, and it's going to happen. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like becoming a guy who comes up with guys that I get mad at, but it's just like really outlandish things. So yeah, of course someone fucking hates lemon lime Gatorade. It's like what too PC for you?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll keep drinking Arctic Frost, and I'll never venture out to the other flavors. Fuck you. With your red fucking Gatorade ass lips. Fuck you.
Oh, there's the option to, look at me. There's the option to microwave or put in the oven, and I only use the microwave. God forbid I wait for something.
I feel like that might actually exist somewhere if you look hard enough.
Yeah, honestly. That's the thing. They're
probably old people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Leo, also sorry that you don't like your Star Trek.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That really sucks, man.
I don't know anything about Star Trek, but sorry for what you're going through.
Sounds hard.
It's fun to fall asleep too. That's about it. That's all I know.
I think, Leo, maybe that'd be a good sleep aid for you. Grant, do we have any more voicemails? Any more good voicemails? Okay.
Nope. The rest are all bad.
Wow. So that was the cream of the crop. Inspired some good conversation. If you guys If that inspires you to want to leave a voicemail of your own, give us a call. Again, our phone number is 312-788-7361. Again, that number is 312-788-7361. Or you can always send us an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, get a backlog of bonus content, and be a part of the episode in our live recording chats, head on over to patreon.com/thoughtcops, because for just as little as $2 a month, you can support us, and it goes a long way.
Hey, and it might go a long way as soon as we're done recording this.
I'm going to give a thank you to our newest patron this week, Ronnie Fox. Thank you for donating $5 a month over at patreon.com/thoughtcops. Thank you, Ronnie, and thank you everybody who continues to donate. Max, thank you so much for coming back on the show. We'll make it up to you. We'll do an in-person one much sooner than later. I really want to.
We'll see. Let's see what catastrophe happens when we.
Because I feel like by the next time one of us texts each other about it, it's like, there's a new variant. Ah, shit.
Yeah, we're gonna be drafted into World War III.
Yeah, and it's all our fault. It'll be worth it though. It'll be a good episode. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time.
See you, Space Cop.
Bye.